It's an M. Night movie. Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host, Khaleel Ward. On this episode, I'll be talking about Knock at the Cabin, the new M. Night Shyamalan movie starring Batista, Jonathan Groff, Ben Aldridge. I'll say this. The performances, they're good, especially Batista. He is the leader of this group of four that shows up at this couple's vacation cabin. And he is all over the movie. Like Batista is talking the majority of the time, and it's good to see. I like Batista. Other than that, I was pretty bored watching this movie. So this couple, they go with their daughter to this cabin, and then four strangers come. Well, Batista comes first, and he's talking to the little girl. Weird. And I actually like the little girl's performance, and kid actors. Anyway, he's talking to the little girl, and then these three other people come out, and he's like, "Tell your parents to let us in. Tell your dads to let us in." And she goes and she tells them, and they're like, "Oh, it's okay." And then they start knocking on the door, and he's like, "Let us in. We have to talk face to face." Eventually, they break in, and they tie them up, and he's like, "You guys have to make a sacrifice to stop the apocalypse." They don't believe them, of course. And they're like, "We don't believe you. You're crazy. You're targeting us because we're gay." And they have this back and forth. And Batista is telling them, "Oh, we all have this vision and we keep having these dreams. And then we all met and decided to come here to talk to you guys." And I was just like, I don't care about anybody. I don't care. Like they give you little flashbacks of the couple and the things they go through. But I'm like, so? We don't get any backstory on none of the strangers or, any of the visions. And I was just like, I don't care. So it's this thing that happens. I'm not going to say what happens, but when it happens, you're like, for me, I was like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. And every time they tell them to make a decision and they don't make a decision, a plague happens. And we see it on the TV. But it didn't feel big enough. We watch something and it's like, oh, this tidal wave is coming to hit these people standing on the beach watching the water rise for some reason. And I was just like, eh. Then it's like, oh, this virus is hitting these little kids. And it's like, it's okay. And, as the movie goes along, the things get bigger. And then finally you're like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. I see the references that they're going to make. And they made it in this particular. I was like, shoot, give me a twist at this point, because I was bored. I that's all I can really say. I was bored watching this movie, and I know it's based on a book, but I was like, it could have been a different way to tell the story, show the story on the screen, rather than these people saying, "Hey, make a sacrifice or the apocalypse happens," and they're like, "No, why would we sacrifice our family? We don't believe you guys." And that's a back and forth for most of the movie. That's what they just. Each person is making their plea. "Hey, I'm so-and-so from so-and-so, and I gave up my life, and I'm here. Please make this sacrifice. We know it's going to be tough." Yeah, that's basically the movie. I didn't enjoy this movie at all. But you can go check it out for yourself and see if you enjoyed it, because I did. Those are just my thoughts on Knock at the Cabin. You seen it? Let me know what you thought about it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Deuces.